Welcome to the Catholic Life Coach Podcast. My name is Carla Fitz. I am a certified life coach, wife, and mom of two beautiful little girls. My hope for this podcast is to offer support and empower other Catholic women to live their most authentic life, to share life coaching tools from a Catholic perspective in order to help you live a more fulfilling life filled with peace, joy, and abundance. Let's get started. So today's podcast is about letting go of the hurry, but not just letting go of the hurry. I actually did a podcast on hurry, but this episode is more about slowing down. And this is Christmas time. We are in this season of our life where it's family time. We're going to be spending time with family, making cookies. I have the whole afternoon scheduled just to make cookies. Not because I have to, but because I get to do that. It's something that brings a lot of joy to my heart and is one of my favorite times with my girls is when we are baking in the kitchen. But the season can also tend to be a stress season. We tend to lose sight of what the season is about, which is welcoming Jesus into our heart. And instead, our attention goes to what society has created as a need for us, which is to have lots of presents, lots of events, lots of planning, going to this party, going to that party, being at our in-laws, being in our family, and then having time with our circle of small circle, which is our family, right? Like our immediate family. So for me, I have two little girls and my husband, so the four of us get to spend some time together. But it gets so busy, or it can get so busy, that we lose sight of what matters. We lose sight of what it is about. We lose sight of our whys. And instead, we busy ourselves to the point that we kind of want Christmas to be done. Can we just get to the new year so that we can be done with the madness of Christmas? For some of us, I have a friend who's a teacher, and if you're listening to this, I love you. That's amazing. And you are part of that inspiration because teachers work so hard. I was a teacher for many years, and they work to the point that they're distracting our children in the school because let's be honest, by this time, no one's working. No one wants to work. Everybody wants to be home with their families. Everybody is wanting to just rest. They're wanting to slow down. But children don't go out of school until tomorrow. So the 22nd of December is when they get to be home with their families. And in the meantime, teachers are also working so hard and putting so much energy that they don't have much of into serving our children. And for that, I'm so thankful and grateful eternally because your work is so important. But it can get so overwhelming to the point that we just want to be done. And I think the season, this Advent season, the end of Advent, beginning of this Christmas season, is so powerful to remember the why we are even doing this in the first place. What's Christmas about? And I'm here to tell you that Christmas isn't about the busyness. It's not about how many presents we get. It's not about how many cookies we can make. It's about preparing our hearts. And in order to prepare our hearts, I find it so necessary to slow down, to spend time in silence, to spend time in calmness, creating that space where God can be with us and fill our hearts rather than be so busy that we have less time to spend with him instead of having more time to spend with him. And this actually has been in my mind a lot because I think this is also, as a business owner, it is a time for us to start thinking about the New Year's resolutions, the new goals, the new dreams, what we want to achieve in the next year. And for the record, I am all about setting goals and making them. I'm all for that. But I think the misconception we have is that we set goals to meet them. And yes, that's part of it. It is about meeting those goals, but really it is about who you're becoming in the process. It is about who you become in your journey to that goal. And I think instead of seeing the goal as a destination, we have to see it as a journey. And then with that, I think it's also so important for us to remind ourselves that goals are there for us to stretch. Goals are there to give us an idea on what we could potentially create in the future. It is not there. Goals are not there to beat us up. Goals are not there to say, up, you didn't make it. Look at you. You did not do what you were supposed to do. That's not for that. Goal setting is for us to imagine a future where we can create something that we truly feel called to create. It is not setting up goals just at random. Really question, what is God calling you to do this next year, this next season of your life? For some of us, this will look like slowing down. For some of us, we might be getting off a season of sprinting. And this next season is going to be about slowing down. For some of us, it's going to be backwards. We might be getting off a season of rest and heading into a season of sprint, right? And this is normal. I think I just heard my coach talk about this, where when you are a runner, you don't sprint all the time. You sprint in a season and then you have to rest to let your body recoup. And this is exactly what it's been for me in the season of Christmas. I have been allowing myself to slow down a lot, to still create, to still show up for the things that matter to me, like this podcast, for my children, for homeschooling my girls, for my business. I'm still showing up, but with a mindset that the main reason what I'm showing up for, the main person that I'm showing up for is God, not the busyness of life. And it's been a beautiful Advent season because I've been able to just be. And sometimes just being is hard. It's hard because we set these goals, because we're high achieving, because we are driven and we want to create something beautiful in the world. And absolutely, yes, we are meant to create that thing that is in your heart. But don't beat yourself up because it's not going as fast as you would like it to go. The truth is, the reality that you are in right now and the reality that I'm in right now is exactly where God needs us to be. Nothing's gone wrong. This is where He needed us. And if you think about it, He's teaching you something right now. But the problem is we beat ourselves up. And I'm reading this book for Advent to prepare my heart for Advent. And it talks about the gentleness of a man. If you think about a guy, and I just asked my husband this exact same question last night, because I wanted to see what the book was saying. If you think of Saint Joseph, he was the first person to hold baby Jesus in his arms. If you think about it, think about how strong Saint Joseph must have been to carry Mary, to be with her, to lead her to Bethlehem, and then lead her outside of it to go to Egypt. When you think about his strength, then it's so important to imagine that moment when Saint Joseph held baby Jesus for the first time and recognize what must have happened in his heart, which for me, thinking about it, all I can see is his gentleness. How much gentle and love he gave that baby the first moment he held him in his arms. And I think it's so important for us to do the same for us, for ourselves. I think if you think about your children, if you have children, I would never tell my 4-year-old, you're not going fast enough, move it. Truly, I would never treat my child like that, or anyone else for that matter, but we treat ourselves that way. It's with us that we are the least amount of gentle. It's with ourselves that we beat ourselves up. We would never tell someone else, Carla, what are you doing? You gotta get your stuff together. You gotta move faster. You gotta reach that goal faster. No. We would just simply love on them and encourage them. We wouldn't beat them up. When I consider the reasons why we beat ourselves up, it's truly because our brain is constantly telling us that we need to get there to feel better. And of course, if you believe that getting there will make you happier, you're going to want to speed up and get there sooner. Like it's only normal to want to get there sooner. But the truth is that each goal that you reach will come with its own set of challenges. It's not going to be pure bliss when you get there. It's going to come with the negative 50. It's going to come with positive 50, but it's also going to come with the negative one. So when you realize that you don't have to hurry, you don't have to go faster than things are moving to be happy or to be free or to be joyful or to be more calm, whatever emotion you are trying to achieve with that goal, you start to accept where you're at right now. And the truth is, God needs you where you are right now for a reason. This isn't about not giving you what you want. It's about giving you what you need right now in this season. So when you get to this state where you're just wanting to get there faster and you're beating yourself up because you're not making progress as fast as you want, remember to be gentle with yourself. Remember to imagine St. Joseph holding baby Jesus. How would he react? How does God look at you every single day? He's not looking at you with judgment. He's looking at you with so much love, so much patience. And the thing is, God is gentle with us. So it's so important for us to be gentle with ourselves. The other thing is allow yourself to fail. Allow yourself to be human. I think so often I think we tend to forget that yes, it's true, we are made in his image and likeness, but we are not him. We are not God. We are figuring things out as we go. Right? Because if you think about it, there's going to be weeds growing in your garden. You need to learn to expect that. You need to learn to expect the mistakes. You need to learn to expect the failures and then commit to letting them go. And the way that we will do this is confession. We need to allow ourselves to get back to God. First and foremost, get back to God. But the other thing that I find so helpful is coaching. Having someone with you that listens to you, that helps you navigate your thoughts, your emotions, your actions is so powerful because you're no longer doing it alone. And sometimes we need someone outside of us to understand what's happening within us. Most of the time, I can't tell what's happening within me. I need my coach. I'm a coach and I need a coach, and she needs a coach. Everyone needs a coach because for us, we have no idea what's happening in our brains until someone else points them out to you. But number one thing to do when you are feeling like you're not good enough, like you're not doing enough, like you're not moving fast enough, is to go back to God. Spend time with Him so that He can free you from that need of moving faster than what grace allows. We cannot go faster than what His graces allow us to move because He's constantly providing those graces. He's constantly providing that next step. He's not going to tell you all of the steps. He's going to show that next step. And if we learn to slow down, we will enjoy the journey with a lot more joy and a lot more grace as we go through it. Okay. The other thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is resolve to trust Him in the process. Resolve to believe Him. I heard from a dear friend that we tend to believe in God, but we tend to not believe Him. Notice the difference. We believe in Him, but we don't believe Him. This is not helpful, not useful, because He always shows up for us. But in our humanity, we want to gain control over our life. And it is the reason why we busy ourselves so much, because we want to feel like we're making progress. And a lot of time, the more you do, the less you feel like you're actually accomplishing. But when you allow yourself to slow down, to be present in this particular moment, in this particular season, you will notice that change that is happening within you. You start feeling more joyful, more free. So many times I hear my clients and even myself think, when I reach that goal, I'm going to feel successful. When I reach that goal, I'm going to feel free. I'm going to feel joyful. I'm going to feel abundant. The truth is, God created us for abundant now. Nothing has to change. We can just simply allow ourselves to look at our circumstances from a different angle. And if we are able to do that now, when we get to that goal, we will realize it's still 50-50, but I have enjoyed the journey of getting here. I have developed, I have changed, I have grown. And that's what it's all about. It's not so much about the goal, but it is all about the journey. It's about whom God is teaching you to become, whom He's asking you to be, whom He's created you to be. This whole time, you're still becoming that person. And we never arrive. That's the other thing to remember. No matter how fast we move, we never actually arrive to that fulfillment. The only time we will actually arrive to that sense of fulfillment and met purpose and just filled promise is in heaven, because we always want more. And that's natural and is human to want more. God created us for more, but that more will not happen in this earth. It will happen when we get to be with Him. So if we have this in the back of our heads, we can open up to the possibilities and enjoy the now, be present in the now. Doesn't mean that we don't plan. It doesn't mean that we don't have goals. It means that we enjoy the ride. It means that we slow down enough to appreciate where we are at right now. All right, so this is the time where I'm going to share with you guys some tips that you can implement in your day-to-day life to merge the idea of life coaching from a Catholic perspective. Because that's what it's all about for me, is living my faith through coaching, is about helping my clients grow and develop and feel more empowered through coaching mixed with our faith. The first tip is to slow down. Surprise, the title of the episode is to slow down, plan less, buy less, do less. I know that it can seem like you have to do it all. But if you really think about it, the world will continue moving without you being so busy. And the things that you do plan and that you do commit to, you are able to enjoy it so much more because you're not thinking about the next thing. You are allowing yourself to be present in that moment. Number 2 is to start your day in silence, in prayer time. I heard recently from one of my favorite books, The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry, that most of us sleep with our phones next to us. I'm guilty. And that's stopping. Because the first thing that we do then is check our phones. We look at a blue screen. We don't have time to settle our minds, to pray, to spend time in silence, to connect with God in the beginning of the day. And I'm guilty of it also because I love the Hallow app. Like, I am a fan. So good. It's so good. But really, starting my day with turning on my phone is not the greatest thing to do. So I want to encourage you to do it with me too, especially during the season of Christmas when we get to be with our kids more and we have this time off from work. Let's try that out. Let's see how it goes. So the advice is to leave your phone in the kitchen, somewhere plugged in the night, have it in sleep mode so that you don't look at it until the next day. Okay, so I totally mixed the number 3. Number 3 was to leave your phone in the kitchen, somewhere away from you so that you can focus on God in the morning and spend some time in silence. Number 4 is to be present. Practice being in the present moment without allowing your brain to go to the next thing. And when your brain does go to the next thing or want to be in a hurry or say, oh my gosh, let's get this done now, to go to the next thing, allow yourself to say, hold on. We are here right now and we're going to enjoy this right now. Nothing has to change. We're exactly where we need to be. That's it. That's all we need to worry about for right now. We'll worry about the next thing when it's the time for the next thing. Okay. And then the last thing is practice kindness. You guys, practice kindness with yourself. We practice kindness to other people. Like, how many of us have heard, be still and be kind or something like that? I can't remember what the saying is, but we are always trying to be kind towards other people. Why? Because that's the loving thing to do. So why wouldn't we be kind with ourselves, with our hearts, with our efforts, with our mistakes, with our humanity? Practice being kind with yourself. Slow down. Drink a cup of coffee or tea, whichever one you prefer. Personally, love coffee. That's part of my joy in the morning too. And spend some time praying. Spend some time giving your mind a time to rest in silence, a time to think, and a time to be loving with it yourself, with that heart that you have, with that brain that you have, with those emotions that you are having, with those thoughts that you're having. Be kind with yourself. You will get over the hump a lot faster if you are kind with yourself. Don't make the mistake of thinking that, oh, if I beat myself up, I will push myself to get out of this hump faster. No, no, no. That's not how it works. That does not work ever. All you do is push yourself down more. So practice kindness this week. All right, my friends, this is what I have for you guys today. I hope you have a Merry Christmas, a beautiful time with your family, to gather, to spend some time together, to pray together, to welcome Jesus into your heart. I am so excited to see you next week. All right, have an amazing week. And until next time, God bless. If you are ready to dive deeper into life coaching from a Catholic perspective, then make sure you schedule a free consultation. The link will be in the description. This is an opportunity for you to work with someone who will empower you and support you in all of your endeavors. This is a journey, and being together and working with someone who believes in you even when you don't is life-changing. So if you're interested in growing and creating faith-driven success, make sure to reserve a time to chat with me. Until next time, God bless.